Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. It's been over a month nearly since I put up my last video. There's a lot been going on just with family things, so I had to take a break. But I did pick up some of the latest Chanel Spring 2024 that became available in New Zealand, I think it was early last week. So I haven't picked all of the items up, but there are one or two items that I may still get because they are still available. Now I've done all my skincare for the morning, and the last step is sunscreen, and I put on another layer about 10 minutes before starting this video. So I've still got to put on my primer and also foundation as well, and I'm just going to go through that really quickly. For the primer, I'm going to use the new one that was released last year by Chanel, and that is the Perfecting Makeup Primer, and I use this a lot. I love this primer, and I'm actually nearly out, so I'll have to get another one of these. I absolutely love it. So I just take just a dot of that and just put it, well really I put it all over my face except for under my eyes, because those of you that haven't seen my other videos, I have mature skin, I'm 54 years old, and I also have really oily skin as well. And also, in addition to the Chanel Spring 2024, I also picked up a couple of their limited edition lipsticks. They are the Rouge Allure Velvet ones. So at this stage I've picked up 2 shades, but I'm tempted to get one other shade as well, and I have tried them, and I think the formula is just absolutely gorgeous. So for the foundation today, I'm going to use the Sublimage one. I think I did a dedicated video on this when I picked it up late last year, and I think this is a beautiful foundation. I was actually able to wear this, I didn't think I'd be able to, but I was actually able to wear this in the summertime as well. It's now early autumn here in New Zealand, so the weather's cooled down a little bit, and we're certainly not getting that humidity like we used to. And I did wear it a couple of times on those really hot days, and I found that it wore pretty good, a lot better than I thought it was going to. So really this is a foundation I think that is suitable for all skin types. Now I'm going to put this foundation on today using a brush, and I haven't used it yet, and this was gifted to me from Rephr, and this is the B02. This is a synthetic brush, and they also came out with the B01 and also the B03 as well. So I'm just going to blend it using these brushes today. So this is the first time using this brush, and it is super soft. It is slightly angled, and like I was saying, it's synthetic, but it is really, really soft, and it seems to be putting on my foundation really well. And this is a concept range from Rephr at this stage, and it is specifically for creams and liquids, so I thought this was a good time to use it, putting on this beautiful Chanel foundation. So it puts on the foundation really beautifully, this brush. Now I have used other brushes putting on this foundation, and I've also used Beauty Blender as well. So I think this foundation goes on using sort of any type of application method that you normally use. But I love the softness of this brush. It feels really beautiful. So I do love the Rephr brushes. Those of you that have watched my other videos know that I reach for them a lot when I'm putting on my eyeshadow in particular. And I wasn't too sure what the synthetic brushes would be like, but at this stage, I think it applies the product really beautifully. So off camera, I just put on some concealer, eyeshadow primer. I've done my eyebrows and also powdered under my eyes and my face as well. But everything that I'm putting on my face today, it will be listed and linked below in the description box. Now for the bronzer, I just want a really light bronze. So I'm going to use the La Beige's. It's the Healthy Glow Sheer Powder, and this is in B40. And this is one where I think it gives, just like it says, it's beautiful, it's a sheer glow. And even B40 is quite sheer on me. And I could almost put this all over my face. So I only just want a little bit of this colour just to show through. But I am tempted to pick up another one in a deeper shade because I really love the finish of this and I love it how it applies as well. So maybe I've got a few things for backups that I need to pick up from Chanel. I've got that primer. I've actually got an eyeliner that I've nearly run out of as well. There's also the powder in number 30 that I ran out of. That was last year. I finished that up and I need to pick up another one of those. And also I've been really missing, I've got about 4 or 5 mascaras in front of me and they're all getting towards that. I like to just change my mascaras over or throw them out after about 3 months. I know they have a shelf life usually of about 6 months, but normally it's around about 3 months. And I have been enjoying the ones that I have got open, but I'm really missing the Chanel the Le Volume mascara. And I don't have a backup of that, so I need to pick up that as well. So with the eyeshadows in this collection, I've only picked up one of the quads so far, and I've picked up the one with the beautiful blue in it. And the other one, I think that is called Coral Treasure. And initially I wasn't going to get that, but I've seen a couple of looks with it and I do think it's really pretty. So while it's still available, I think I may pick up that one as well. And if I do, I'll do a video using it, probably something in like my everyday makeup videos or something like that. So as you can see, I also picked up one of the nail polishes, and this is Lagoon, and it is a metallic shade. And I think it is absolutely gorgeous. This has 2 coats on and I think it looks really beautiful. So this is what it is like in the bottle. And of course, Chanel now has the new formula and the different brush. And I love the new formula. I think it dries down a lot faster. And I also think it wears better than their other formula as well. So let's start off with the eyeshadow. This is really beautiful. It is number 78 Rouge, and it is made in France and has shelf life of 18 months from date of opening. Now I have used this a couple of times, so it is not in pristine condition, but I did take a photo of this before I used it and I took that in natural light, and I'll pop it up here so you can take a look at it. But here is the color story of 78 Rouge, and I think it is just absolutely gorgeous. And I was trying to think, I do have a few blue eyeshadows, but nothing really like this one here. Possibly a MAC one, and it's not really worth me showing it to you. It was a holiday edition, not last year, but the year before, and that had a really beautiful blue in it as well. Possibly similar to this. This one's probably got more of a shimmer in it, and I really loved the look of that, and that's why I gravitated towards this one, because even though for some people they might not want to wear this shade blue, it actually looks really beautiful on the eyes. Now there was an eyeliner that also came out with this collection, and I haven't picked that up yet. I do have 2 Chanel eyeliners in the blue shades, and I've used the eyeliners just in the espresso shade with a brown, and that looks really beautiful. And I've also used it using one of the Chanel bluer eyeliners as well, and they are really pretty. And although they're not the same as the one that's just been released, the 2 blues that I've got, with the one that has just been released for this collection, I'm not sure whether I'd really get the use out of it, but in saying that, I still may pick it up. So I'm just going to take a Sonia G brush. This is the Classic Crease. And I'm going to go into this shade here. Actually, before I do that, I will swatch this on the back of my hand so you can take a look. So these are the shades swatched from left to right and top to bottom. That one's got a little bit of golden. Here is that beautiful blue. I think it is such a gorgeous shade. Next we have a shimmer as well, and this is the only, they call it a semi-matte shade, and it is a taupe colour. Okay, so getting back to the Sonia G, the Classic Crease, I'm going to go into this shade here, and I'm going to put that all over my lids. Now, as I said, I do have an eyeshadow primer on. I know there are some YouTubers out there, creators, that like to show it without eyeshadow primer on, but the problem is that I'm going out later today, and because I have oily skin, if I don't put eyeshadow primer on, then it's just not going to last. Even though the weather is not as hot as it was in the middle of summer, it's still going to be warm today, later today, and my makeup just won't last because I have oily skin. I also have oily lids as well, and that's why I just always have to use an eyeshadow primer. I'm going to take the Rephr number 3. I'm going to stay with that shade, and I'm going to put this my lower lash line. And the other day when I used this quad, I put the shade just all over the lid. I really just used, it was these 2 shades, just like I did this colour all over my lid, and then just put this all over just through here. And I thought that looked really pretty. But I think what I'll do today is just keep the blue to the outer corner, because I'd like to use all the shades today so you can see what they're like. Now, this quad is sold out. It is supposed to be available, but then who knows when it comes to Chanel. But it's supposed to be available at Nordstrom and also at Saks. But I had a look early this morning and it's not there yet. But if it does become available on those sites, I will put it to my community page and also on my Instagram stories as well. I'm going to go into this shade here and put that over the rest of my lid, just through here. And I think there are some people that don't really think much of the blue shade, but in saying that, this tends to get sold out wherever it pops up. So there are a lot of people that are really excited that Chanel have put out a blue. And I just think it looks really, really pretty, really gorgeous colour story and different. You know, some people say Chanel don't bring out anything different, and then when they do, they don't like that. So can't keep everyone happy. But like I was saying, this tends to get sold out as soon as it appears. So there are a lot of people that are thrilled that Chanel brought out a colour story like this. Now I'm going to go over that shade, and I'm going to use one of the sponges that come with the quad, and this one here, because I think this would have a bit of fallout, and using one of the sponge applicators prevents there being too much fallout. And then you get that beautiful, look how much it brings that shade underneath to life. It's really gorgeous, and a really good way of putting it on with the sponge too. There's still a tiny bit of fallout, but not too much. And I imagine if you use a brush, you would probably get more fallout than what I'm getting at the moment. Then I'm going to take that Rephr number 3, and I'm going to go back into this shade here, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on my lower lash line. And this collection is supposed to represent the many hues of water, and I think that's exactly what it's like. It is really pretty. Through here you've got that gorgeous blue, but in here it's like on top of the water, the sun, especially maybe at first light or in the evening, you get those sparkles on top of the water, and that's what it's like through here. Really pretty. So the 2 eyeliners that I have in blue shades is Blue Metal, and I don't know whether this was limited edition or not, and the other one I've got is Marine. So I will swatch Marine for you. I've still got my eyeshadow on my hand. So this one is Marine, and this one is Blue Metal. So Marine and Blue Metal. Now the Blue Metal is getting probably closer. It's hard to know because I haven't purchased the new eyeliner, but probably a bit closer from what I've seen swatches of to the new eyeliner that's just come out with this collection. Although I think the new eyeliner is even probably more bold than the shade here. So today I'm going to go with the deeper shade, and that is the one Marine, and I'm just going to pop that on. I'm going to put some on my upper lash line and also the lower lash line as well. So I've also put some mascara on now as well. So here is the finished look. I think it is really, really pretty. I think the blue is just stunning. All the shades in this quad are just absolutely beautiful. Now I also picked up the blush as well, and it is the Duo one. It has the 2 different shades in it. It does come with one of the Half Moon brushes. And here is the blush. So you've got more coral here, and you've got a dusty pink shade as well. Now today I'll just be using the side here. I have used this blush and I think it is really, really pretty. I love the Chanel blushes and I just like collecting them as well. And similar to what's on the eyeshadow quad, it has that circular embossing in there. So I'm going to use, as I was saying, I'm going to use this side here. I'm just going to grab the Chanel, the blush brush, and just stick to this side here. Now, just like with some of the other Chanel blushes that have come out recently, there was that Le Beiges one earlier this year. It is quite sheer, and you can build it up if you want to. And I actually prefer a blush that goes on really sheer and then you can build it up. This shade here on that side, I think it is a really, really pretty shade, and I think it goes beautifully with the eyeshadow quad as well. Now I also picked up the Balm Essential, and this is the one in Mermaid Glow. This is a multi-use stick. So if you had drier skin and you want more of a glow, you can put this all over your face underneath a foundation so you get more of a glow. Me with my oily skin, it's not really suited for that. You can use it underneath the blush, but today I'm going to use it just on the high points of my cheekbones, just through here. Some people think that these sticks can be a little bit sticky, but what I tend to do is once I've put it on, I don't add any more powder as such, but the brush that I used, and I used the Lumiere one today to pop on my face powder, there is still a tiny bit of powder left on there. I just dab over it and it tends to make it feel just that less sticky. Now I have used this. It is a beautiful shade, really gorgeous, and it has a little bit of pink in there. It is really beautiful. Now I also use this over lipstick as well, and that's how I use the other Balm Essentials that I've picked up. So just dot a little bit on the cheekbone through there, and it just gives the most beautiful, beautiful highlight to my cheekbone through there. I think it is really gorgeous. I was in 2 minds about picking this up, but again, when I saw swatches of it, I thought, oh, this is really pretty and I'll get quite a bit of use out of this. And I think it looks really, really pretty. And as you can see, it does give just this really beautiful glow. So like I said, I'll just grab the brush that I used before to put on my powder, not dip it into the powder again. And I'm just going to just lightly dab over it. So you still get that beautiful glow. But by doing that, it just slightly mats it down and it doesn't feel quite as sticky. But like I said, I've seen people that have dry skin use it underneath a foundation. It looks absolutely gorgeous, and some people like to put it underneath their blush as well and pop the blush over the top, and that looks really pretty. Now I did pick up one of the Rouge Cocoa Balms that came with this collection. I picked up number 9 932, and as I was saying at the beginning of the video, I also picked up 2 of the Rouge Allure Velvets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on the balm first, and then I will show you the Rouge Allure Velvet lipsticks as well. So this is number, as I was saying, it is number 932. So that is number 932. And often these balms don't necessarily have a lot of pigment, but I find that this one has a little bit more pigment than usual, and I think it is a really, really pretty colour. So I've just taken that lipstick off, and the 2 Rouge Allure Velvets that I picked up, these are the Luminous Matte Velvets. This is shade 06 and 07. Now, as I was saying, there is another shade that I wouldn't mind picking up, and before they run out, I think I may pick it up. I'll have a look at my phone in a minute and let you know which shade it is. I don't want to get too many of these. I'll fall in love with them because they're limited edition. I won't be able to get them again, but definitely tempted to get one more shade. So there's already been videos on these, but as you know, they did it through the time, through midnight, through till 7 in the morning. And the packaging on these is really beautiful. These are the Click lipsticks, and they have the matte white packaging with the black. It looks really sleek, really chic. I think these are gorgeous, and I hope they release more in the future. It doesn't have to be this formula, but this packaging is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to start off with the shade 6 o'clock for 6 o'clock in the morning, 0600. Now, what gives this the, even though it's velvet, the luminous finish as well, and it says there are soft focus microspheres combined with ultra-fine pearlescent particles for a luminous matte finish. So this is shade 0600. Here is the shade. And I will swatch this on the back of my hand. It's a really beautiful colour. I wasn't too sure about this one. I thought it might have a little bit too much brown in it, but it actually looks really beautiful on. Now this shade here is a deeper shade for me. Those of you that watch my other videos know that I go for very light shades when it comes to lipstick. So if I was going to wear the shade, it would be more in the evening. It wouldn't be 6 in the morning like they say, but I would wear it out in the evening. Now the formula of these is just beautiful. Being the matte, and they say that it's luminous as well, but it just feels gorgeous on the lips, and they never dry down to that really flat matte, which I don't like. So there are some matte lipsticks that I do wear, but there's also some that I haven't liked, and the reason is they just dry down too much, and when that happens, it emphasizes the lines on my lips, and I don't like that look. But these just have a really beautiful formula. So this is a really gorgeous shade. I'm going to look on my phone now and tell you which shade I am thinking of getting, and I think I wouldn't mind trying shade, I think it's 0300, and I'm not sure whether that could be a little bit bright for me, but it does look like a really gorgeous shade, so I may pick up that one. So now I'm just going to wipe the shade off, and then I'll put on shade 0700. And I'll swatch this one on the back of my hand as well. So 07 and 06, the one that I just tried on. So this is definitely a shade more suited for me for my everyday type of makeup, and that's why I chose the shade last, because I am going out later and it's now middle morning. I'm leaving at about midday, So this shade with that blush and the eyeshadow all together, I think are really gorgeous. As I was saying, the eyeshadow is pretty much sold out worldwide. I'm hoping that it will come to Nordstrom and Zach's, and like I said, if it does, I will be putting it on my community page and also on my Instagram stories as well. The blush is still in stock. I think it is really beautiful. There was also a highlighter that came out, the Lumiere. I have not picked that up at this stage. Again, I'm still in two minds whether to get it or not. I have now seen some people use it on their channels, and I do think it is really gorgeous, and I'm very tempted to pick that up. The Rouge Cocoa Balm is a really pretty colour. It's through here. It's more of a coral, and for me it tends to have just that bit more pigment than those balms normally do, and I think it is really pretty. The Rouge Allure Velvets are just absolutely gorgeous, right down to the packaging. I adore that black and white. I think it is gorgeous, and the formula of them is really beautiful. I just need to make up my mind whether I'm just going to pick up maybe one more of those. But overall, just a really beautiful collection. If I do pick up more from this collection, including the other eyeshadow quad and a couple of other pieces, I will do a video on those as well, because even though they're sold out for people, there are people that watch my channel that already have these and may want to see perhaps a different way of applying them. So that's it for today's video. I would love it if you gave it a like and subscribed, and I will see you next time. Bye.